This is a Misfit Nation production.
You want to be in front of the cartel?
Ladies and gentlemen, making their way to the studio, they are the most dangerous podcast in sports entertainment. Crishaun the Don and Bunda from Kayfabe Kartel.
You're staying. You belong to the cartel now.
Oh, yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the most dangerous podcast in sports entertainment. Kayfabe. You ready? It's the Kayfabe Kartel. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, and we are here to talk about the male soap opera that is professional wrestling.
It's a male soap opera, bro.
Male soap opera.
Shit.
By the way, I gotta give us kudos. That was a really good intro.
Yeah.
I felt it. It's there. It's like Stone Cold says, yeah, you get that good tire. It starts out good. You know you're gonna have a good match. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are here to talk about recap of Raw, SmackDown. I think we missed.
Yeah.
Well, we don't really have a scheduled thing, so
We really
just
don't.
catch it
Just
when we
talking
can.
about some little pinpoints of wrestling.
Wrestling. All right. Well, we had Raw. Where do you want to start with Raw? I'll let you take the ball.
Did they sure give it to us raw? They fucked us this week on entertainment.
Oh fuck! You're not kidding. That Raw was pretty unmemorable, and I'm being polite.
It was all right. They have every Monday for 56 weeks a show. So I'm give or take. There's going to be some that's just going to be fillers. This is guaranteed one of the weeks of filler. But that I don't know. Maybe because we're so much younger and our brains were wrapped around a bunch of other things, why we just thought even fillers was some sort of entertaining. Because there at least had storylines that would fill in for the fillers that would make it worth watching.
Well, because I feel like you're going towards the Liv Morgan Dominic thing, right? Because this is where I think that we're a little jaded in that situation, is that we have experience when it comes to women now. Before, like when we were like that young watching wrestling, we really didn't.
Yeah, and we were just geeked to see a wrestler get played by a female diva, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but now you're more like, you're watching like, fuck that bitch.
Like, fuck
like,
her.
literally,
and
fuck
you're
her.
being a simp. Like, you're being such a beta. Like, you're giggling, you're blushing.
Yeah.
Get over your fucking self.
I'm this Monday made me realize I'm not that into this story. Like, I thought I was. It tricked me. And I fell for it. Where I was like, oh, this might be like... Because we were talking about it.
Yeah,
Eddie in China, the whole thing. But then I forgot Dominic, as hated as he is, as good of a heel as he is, he's not as good of a talker as Eddie was.
No.
So he's not as good of an actor as Eddie was.
I'll give it to him, though. When he did start smiling and he had to catch himself and the way he caught himself...
You can see him almost like getting
like
misty eyed.
He goes, "Oh shit,
yeah.
I'm not a baby face." Like, fuck, let me. Hey, I don't like you. I like Rhea. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He did at least do those kind of gestures that made it some sort of believable to watch.
Good point, and it also did good on the storytelling of sowing the seeds that he may have like eyes for somebody else.
He may have eyes for someone else,
a younger girl.
This gives a reason for Rhea to come back and have some sort of match against Liv. Other than the fact that she threw a fucking chair 5 feet away from you, your shit. But hey,
I guess I'm more in the storyline in this way, that it's almost like when you see it happening in real life, something going on.
Yeah.
As a man, you're like, I don't get into the gossip, but I'm waiting for that shit to blow up because that's going to be hilarious.
But it would be better. See, I think the thing was also back in the day, it was never woman versus woman for a man more than it was man versus man for a woman, which made it more pleasable for us as dudes to watch. Now this is some catty bad girls club shit.
But are they really vying for the attention of a man, or are they vying for the attention of a cook? Like somebody they can sort of wrap around their finger.
To be honest, it was a better storytelling before Liv opened her mouth and was like, "Oh, this is all a part of my tour." All right, your tour of being a fucking whore. So you're just trying to gather up all the fucking guys and be a whore.
That's what the tour means.
This shit is trash now. She should have never said that. This is a part of being on the advanced tour.
She's going on a gangbang tour.
My vengeance is to fuck every dude in the locker room. Give a fuck if they're married or not.
Well, I get the feeling she's trying to play off the AJ Lee thing. Remember, because she kind of had. You even alluded to it earlier. She had a little thing with Braun.
Braun, yeah.
Strowman, where I was getting the vibe of Kane. AJ. She's trying to like tame a fucking monster.
Yeah, but why you go from beginning of the show fucking with Dom to the middle of the show fucking with Braun, and it's just Finn being a cop block to both. Like it's really nothing in between, bro. So it's just another way of they think these writers. I don't know what age age bracket these writers are in. They're definitely. I think the youngest one in there has to be like 52. Just from the way they're writing these shits, bro.
This is what happens, because this happened in Hollywood as well. This is what happens when nerds start writing love stories. Nerds who only fantasized about love and never actually had a relationship with a woman. That's why in all of their storyline, that's why the whole Divas thing, it's all from the perspective of a nerd who looked at women like they were strong and powerful. They were untouchable, untainable.
Yeah.
That's the fucking homos that are writing this shit. Not dudes who actually went out and banged bitches. You know what I mean? It's not that anymore.
It should have been a dude saying, yeah, the Val Venus, we need another character like that. The one that's in there to slay the fucking divas.
Well, look who's writing that shit. Vince McMahon, the cocksman himself.
Vince Russo.
The ultimate conksman. But he went through the filter of a man.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Gotta have the filter of a man. It's a man show. Give a fuck about two women fighting for a dude, especially Dominic.
Give a fuck about two women fighting, period. Gives a shit.
Unless it's a bras and panties match.
That's what I'm saying. Unless there's sex involved.
Yeah.
And they're not selling sex anymore. They're selling athleticism.
That's stupid.
From women.
That's gay.
It's gay as fuck.
So a dude's supposed to go, oh yeah, look at the shoulder on that broad. That's gay.
That's the best way to describe it. It's gay. It's just gay. Like when I see dudes like go crazy over, Jade Cargill, I'm like, she looks like a dude.
Don't get it twisted. She's bad, but she does look like a dude.
She's too muscular.
She's too muscular.
If she lost some of that muscle tone, if she had the
Bianca body, she'd be bad.
Bianca's even a little too muscular
nowadays.
Yeah. I'm
talking about the Bianca we all know I fell in love with. Didn't look like a man.
That little pudge on her. Little punch.
When she did a drop kick, you saw the legs jiggle.
Yes.
I miss those days.
She's got she's been doing too much cardio.
She's been doing triple days with fucking Montez in the gym.
She's starting to look like him. Oh my God. Yeah, I'm more in this whole thing. I'm just waiting because of the fact that Dom, I love Dom. Don't get me wrong. I love him as a heel, but he's not good on the mic. He should be. I don't know if they don't have him talk a lot. Because I notice he doesn't talk a lot.
He doesn't talk. Those are recordings of booing to amp up the booing of the room when he's talking. Every time he starts talking, you can hear the cue start. Like he'll literally stop talking before the cue even hit of the booing.
I think
boo.
Well, I don't know if this is a thing of more of an old trick that they used to do, but if you remember, they would turn down the mic if somebody was getting booed. Yeah. So it sounded like he was getting drowned out.
No, now they just put sound clips over the mic.
Maybe it's possible. They're putting fucking CGI over the entrances.
If I knew, I knew it was the case since his wedding, when he did the wedding reception. And they had the cue music of booing while he was talking during his wedding speech.
Yeah. Where just to wrap up this conversation, where do they go? Like when Rhea comes back, is it more Rhea kind of dresses Dom down? Like what have you been doing since I've been gone? Like I've been watching. That kind of thing?
Yeah, it's going to be her coming back mad because she's sitting there. I guarantee before she gets back, there's going to be a video of her watching Raw on a TV screen. and she might punch the wall or something and then come back.
That's what I'm saying. Does she come back just on a warpath?
Yeah.
That kind of thing?
Yeah. Because, they were kind of playing off, without playing it off, that Rhea was the damn leader of Judgment Day.
Mm-hmm. Well, they're even saying it blatantly that ever since Rhea left, Damian is now taking over the reins as the leader.
Yeah.
And they're painting the picture that he's not doing a good job. He's not keeping them together.
Right.
So does Rhea now also, that brings up the question, does Rhea, when she comes back, because I assume they're waiting for her to come back to split up Finn and Damian.
Yeah.
So how does she play into that? What side does she lie on?
She'll just be a rogue. So that's kind of her character already. That's why she got chose to be in Judgment Day.
Or do they keep it where it's Finn and Funko Pop Head?
Yeah, JD.
Yeah. They both split off and go do their own thing.
Yeah, and they won't be Judgment Day at that point. They'll just be JD and Finn.
Yeah, but then the rest still stay Judgment Day.
No, then Damian will go out just to be solo.
Do a solo thing.
Solo world champion.
And he's still friends, though, kind of with Rhea.
Yeah, Rhea will go out. Rhea probably come back and say, what the fuck happened to you guys? Y'all didn't hold me down. Like, pretty. She probably blame all of them for Liv. You let Liv come in and interfere with everything.
She'll come and dress down everybody.
Yeah.
Probably.
So maybe there's somewhere down the line that Liv is going to try to replace Rhea in the Judgment Day thing. And Rhea comes back and is like, no, that's not happening. Then they have some sort of match, which lead to them to have a woman's match for Rhea to get back the belt.
So with that, then they would have to have Dom and her actually get together.
Yeah.
And then we're just waiting for Rhea to come back.
Waiting for
that shit to blow up.
When Rhea comes back, it's going to be a big old pop.
I'd probably like that better.
Dom's going to have that look on his face like the Undertaker just met him in the fucking ring.
Or do you think they do something like, I mean, as cheesy as it is, it tells the story. They do the thing where they open a door and Dom and her in there and they quickly, we weren't doing anything. That whole thing.
They couldn't say that now because they already jumped the gun with Liv already force kissing him. So it's like,
yeah, but he hasn't consented yet.
He hasn't consented yet, but the fact that it happened and she's still around and fucking with him and he's now giggly, being in the room,
she grabbed his cock. Yeah, I mean that's. She's so down to fuck.
Bro, you're so in there.
You're so in there. She wants your cock in and around her mouth. Oh my God. All right, so yeah, I could see that. I could definitely see them having a segment where somebody opens the door and they're in there kissing or something, like, you know. Yeah. And then that's where it's like, that's where the seeds planted.
Or she comes in with the towel on and they do that pan out where she opens the towel. She don't see nothing.
Trish Stratus thing?
The Trish Stratus, and he's just like this, and then Rhea walks in.
They're not going that far.
Damn it.
I mean, there was a dick grab, so who knows? Who knows? Well, I mean, here's a positive thing out of it. At least they're showing like a woman and a man in wrestling being sexual towards each other.
Yeah,
because they'll have two people who are like supposedly together, but they act like brother and sister almost. It's so plutonic that they.
I mean, they had to dumb it down a lot from actually having a porn scene in the middle of the ring.
Yeah,
bitches are fucking in the middle of the ring.
At least it was sexual. At least it was like something.
And no one in the comments break my bubble or try to pop it telling me that they weren't fucking in the ring. Let me still be that kid that think Edge and Lita fucked in the middle of the ring. All right,
they fucked in front of everybody.
I watched her take off her panties and throw it out in the ring. All right, you can't have on double panties. That's blasphemy.
Yeah, what kind of non-whore does that?
Yeah,
kind of prude bitch. No punk woman walks around with double pantied.
Yeah, we saw that one thong her whole career.
Exactly,
and she took it off that day.
All right. You want? All right, let's talk about AJ and then we'll get to the other thing.
Okay, let's be short and sweet.
Yeah, we'll go quick. AJ pretended to. He did the Mark Henry thing.
Yeah,
pretending to. Mark Henry came out in the salmon suit. He came out in the powder blue.
Yeah,
the powder blue suit blazer, and pretended to retire. But it was all a swerve. Now, I watched this after it was spoiled for me.
Yeah.
So I was trying to tell if I would have like been fooled by this, and I kind of feel like I wouldn't have.
No.
But I don't know if it's because I knew in retrospect.
To be honest, it was a generic WWE scripted promo.
The part that made me think that like I wouldn't have believed it is that for AJ, his retirement, I feel like would be a little bit more
extravagant.
I'm not saying they would roll out the red carpet and shit like that, but I'm saying it'd be a little more, or it's going to be like The Rock almost, not Hollywood, but The Rock where he just kind of faded out.
Yeah.
And then he's legendary, but you know.
So you're telling me he's going to be a Farouk?
He comes in for a one-liner.
Just don't come in. Just fade out with no retirement, no glitz and glamour. Just
I could see him being that kind of guy, or having one of those like where he has one final match and
he was the face of indie for years before he became something. They're gonna have something for him.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It depends on when he's actually gonna retire. Because part of the speech when he was talking, I feel like there might have been some truth in it, where he was saying that he like kind of reflected on his life, and his son just graduated, and he was like, he thought at the graduation party, like, how many of these moments did I miss? So I feel like he might actually really feel that, as you know, getting into his older age too.
Bro, you're there for your son's graduation. You're there for everything else.
You're there for enough. Well, maybe he wasn't.
I wasn't there for their first steps. Who really gives a fuck, bro? They took 1 million of them afterwards.
Well, you're a father, so you'd know more than I would.
Like, I get the missing stuff out of your child's life aspect, but I just think it's so cliche to use as your retirement on stage. You get what I'm saying?
Like reason to retire.
Yeah. Like a person, the reason to retire are the ones that fade out quietly. They wouldn't go out to the grand stage and be like, yeah, you know, I missed a lot of my kids. Someone that did that was Mick Foley. Missed a lot. You didn't hear him come out and say it.
That's a better example. I should have used his name
just
instead.
faded out.
Yeah, because I don't necessarily see AJ being like a guy that's going to come back as like a manager or like a part-time kind of gig.
No.
I feel like once he's done, he's done.
They probably put the belt on AJ one more time. Give him like a month or two run.
I told you, he's going to get at least another shot at the title. Well, he is.
Yeah, which is stupid because this is how you... All right, guys. This is how we know they don't have any opponents for Cody. This is how we know that they had nothing else to do with Cody before this whole debacle for WrestleMania 40.
Let's go back to... and this is how you know...
Who did AJ Styles... who did AJ already go against Cody? Did he go against Damien?
He already went against Cody.
He went against Cody, right?
Yeah.
So what the fuck are you
doing at France? Again? Remember?
So it was.
Remember the banger of a match that everybody fucking threw in our face.
It was PLE. Then there was one other PLE, and then the next PLE again is them again.
He's going back to AJ.
He honestly has no one to go against.
Yes, I know, but it's not even just that. It's WWE scared to put him against certain people.
Oh yeah,
they're scared. I'm telling you, because look at this too now. Even him going back to AJ again cuts the better promo. I'm not saying it was great, but he cuts the better promo, the more entertaining promo out of the two. We'll see what Cody's response is, but it's going to be the same old, 26 years ago, right here in Nashville.
Someone called my dad a bitch ass nigga.
And that man was Ric Flair. Yeah.
So today, I will not lay down and have you talk to me.
Because I'm the fighting champion. Ugh.
So you know what? What's AJ's real name? I'm pretty sure he's going to use his full name. Like
Alan Jones or something.
Like, listen here, Alan.
Yeah.
Your better days are behind you.
This is what he'll do. I heard what you said about your kids. I met your kids. They're great people.
And your wife.
They're going to grow up to be fine people.
But it's just sad and heartbreaking to know that their dad is such a whiny, sleazy, dry coat hanger.
Human hat rack.
I was trying to change it up.
Oh my God. That's
here.
exactly what it's going to be.
You're with here. It's difference.
Exactly. And then AJ's probably going to say something about his dad.
I kid you not, guys. It's relevant because we're talking about Cody, but you guys know I played WWE 2K
Uh-huh.
on PS5. So I play that. And in that game, there's a way to develop a 5-star system between a match. Like, you have to do move varieties. You got to have like OMG moments just to have the 5. I always try it when I'm playing versus or against the person online to have a 5-star match.
I'm guilty of that too. I've tried to do that.
Yes. So that being said, I pressed random because I was doing a challenge. I pressed random. I ended up having fucking Cody Rhodes to play with. I had to play with him.
You mean the American Nightmare?
Yeah, that guy.
That's his cadence.
The American Kendall. Him. I had to play with him, and bro, it was the hardest fucking time to get my meter
5-star up.
Yeah, because you have to do move varieties and moves. Like you got to do different moves.
A little diversity in your moveset.
Bro, those shit was going up like this much, bro. Every time because
it was 50 springboards.
35 different springboards, 5 different arm drags, 3 different snap mirrors,
a nice
and
hammer,
a couple neck breakers.
Nice hammer lock in there.
Yeah, this shit was ass, bro. I had never ever thought to even try to pick him and play with him, but it was the worst time ever.
But that's another thing I don't understand. Like where people are going, he has bangers. I don't even see that. Like he's a great athlete. He's good. He's got good cardio.
Bro, did I tell you the time when they were like Cody Rhodes pre-warming up for a match and he just goes into the middle of the ring and jumps from the middle rope to the top rope and was like, yeah, that's all I need, dog. We're good. That's your warm-up?
That's it.
Jump from the second rope to the top and say, yep.
Well, it's better than his father who would fucking eat cheesesteaks and drink beers before his match.
Come on now, baby. It wasn't about my wrestling moves.
Still entertaining, baby.
It was still talking about my talk now, baby. My mic skills was impeccable, baby.
We draw into the building, baby. That's all that matters.
How the ladies love me, baby. So shut your ass up with your broke ass.
Yeah. I guess we won't harp on that too much. We got enough content.
There's a
destroying
dude
Cody.
named Waxon. I don't know if you ever seen him before. If you look up Waxon, he's gonna remind you of Dusty. He talks like Dusty. He's like, check out my drip. It's immaculate. And he's fat as fuck. And he just reminds me of Dusty, bro. It's hilarious. You gotta check it out.
I'm glad that in wrestling.
No,
okay.
He's just a person on like TikTok or some shit.
Oh, okay, I got you. I was gonna say I'm glad somebody does because his son sure doesn't. Dustin reminds me of his father more than
when
Cody.
Dustin does Gold Dust, he kind of imitates Dusty a little bit with his Gold Dust with the
his moves
prancings
and
and
shit.
stuff.
Yeah. There was, you know what? You're right. There
I'm so
was
pretty.
yeah, and all the little dances he would do. Yeah, that's funny.
More fucking Dusty than Cody.
Again, do you remember when he tried to do the bionic elbow to Logan Paul, and he just couldn't bring himself to do the hip gyration?
He can't even do the 3-step jab that Dusty did too. He can't do none of it.
It's
Devon does it better. Not
Bubble. I swear, I'm not even trying to be insulting. I watched a Stardust promo the other day, and it was like maybe 30 seconds of it.
Yeah.
And I was like, where is that personality? Like, it was way more entertaining than anything he's done since he's come back.
Because it was behind the face mask, man. It was behind paint.
Bring back Stardust. It was more entertaining.
Entertaining mid-Carter, which I thought he would be coming back. But they dragged him up to the big leagues where I don't see it. And that's where we're going to go into our next segment. WWE has no clue how to uprise talent anymore, bro. They cannot make a mid-Carter main event anymore. It's like they have a mental block on how to do that.
Well, give me like an example of like
An example right now.
how they're fucking up.
One person, Ricochet. Ricochet showed time and time again that he could be way more than a mid-carder. And all you do every week is put him in spots where he's just the person taking the shitty end of a fucking what they call him, smash match. Like literally every time, bro. They put him against people like Braun Breaker, knowing that he's like being pushed as a.
He's getting fed to Braun Breaker. Yeah, definitely.
It's kind of annoying. Next person, Jey Uso. They did it. They got him there. He main event against Roman. It was their time. Like you always wanted, thinking Jay was going to take that belt off of him and put him in the position where he needs to be. The crowd fucking loves him. They do absolutely nothing about it. Just like LA Knight. All of these mid-carders are just staying in the mid-card position because they do not want to boost him up.
That's what I'm saying. Well, you see what I mean by when I was trying to say that Triple H is actually too much of a coward to pull the trigger on a lot of this shit. He's too bitch to do it. Like
I don't want to call him bitch more than he already put his foot in his mouth by putting Cody in such a high pedestal. It goes back to what we were saying. They don't know who to put against Cody to keep Cody looking the way Cody is.
He cowered to the fan base on that one.
Yeah, and and it's going to be very hard to adjust out of it because it's almost like the COVID thing. You gave them the 2 weeks, and now they got a year and a half of your.
Let me push back here though, because I don't want to just put it all on Triple H. Ricochet is a fucking dullard on the mic. He has no personality. He's amazing in the ring. He does fucking crazy shit. We always talk about the thing where he flipped out of the ring and landed right in front of Valentine Dream. And like I don't know how he does the shit he does physically, but then when he gets on the mic, he's like, "Hey, dude, what's going on?"
But here's the thing: I really want to believe when it comes to just Ricochet, because I've heard Ricochet promos when he was King Puma, and it's totally different people. I feel like they're really putting the ice on him, even with his like what to say on the mic. They just don't want to push him at all. But because even Jey Uso, for instance, has no fucking mic presence, and I feel like
we're gonna get to him though. But Ricochet, let's just stick on him real quick. Like, is it different when he was King Puma or whatever his name was? Yeah. Was it different, like good, or was it just different?
Different, good.
Like how? Give me.
He was more. He has the LA Knight-esque when he used to be King Puma. He used to be like sound like or try to rebuttal and do everything like The Rock. And it worked for him at that time. He was the electrifying. He wasn't the most electrifying man in sports entertainment. He was like the most electrifying thing in sports entertainment. He made himself an entity, which gave him that braggadocious, egotistical mindset that kind of like what The Rock had.
It's almost like taking The Rock speaking about himself in the third person to the next level.
To the next level.
It's like I'm an entity.
Imagine if The Rock could do a backflip and how much he would have utilized that shit, and he would have been even more of a. Once he learned how to do the kick up. That's all we saw Rock doing, and that was supposed to be the most electrifying shit that we've seen.
Okay, I'll have to check out that because I haven't seen that. It's hard to believe because I just don't see the promo
he almost brought it back because he made the most electrifying moonsault. So he was trying to bring it back, but I think they just cut the cord again.
All right, fair enough. I'll take your word for it. But
because he went bald. He got the tattoos and everything. Oh, pretty much. I'm pretty sure his biggest mentor coming into wrestling was The Rock.
Got you. All right. So you think that WWE then is holding him back as far as what he could do on the mic? So like they're just not giving him anything to work with, I guess.
Nope.
Like the Dragunov thing, I'm not really into that.
They never give him anything to work off of.
Well, I was gonna say Braun Breaker is actually.
Braun Breaker just
striking life into that shit.
Just breaking his foot in his ass every week.
I love it though. I love it.
I do love it too, but it is just to bring up Braun.
Sure,
but
fine.
It's bringing up Braun to still not reach the level of main event. It's just bringing up Braun at the moment to just be the top mid-carder.
I'll be honest. I heard Ricochet's contract. I don't know if he signed a new one, but I heard his contract was coming up. I'm not so sure
I don't know. As much as I would hate to say it, because I'm not the belt guy, the title guy, but they did design a belt just for him.
Just for him.
Yeah.
But what's the point if he's not like wearing it or promoting it on the main show?
He doesn't promote it on the main show because they cannot affiliate Speed with Raw. They can't, even though it's WWE to WWE, it's an X contract that has certain. They can't promote it on Raw as much as they could promote it on X.
I highly doubt X wouldn't want their title on the main show. That's promotion for their.
No, I think
does X need promotion?
That's the thing. I feel like when it comes to someone like Elon, do we ever see a Tesla commercial? Do we ever see any promotions for that? They don't have any.
I'm trying to think if I don't really watch TV.
Tesla doesn't have commercials. He's one of those word to mouth business owners.
Okay.
So I'm pretty sure.
I mean, it works for him.
Yeah, as much as exclusive as you could be to Speed on the main channel, for them to kind of come inquisitive on X would probably be better in Musk's mindset.
All right, I suppose. Yeah, I definitely do think there's a problem with Triple H's booking. The also a bigger problem is that the fans dick ride his booking, and it's only because it's not Vince.
Yeah.
There's a lot of that going on in every kind of aspect of life. The election. I'm just voting for not that guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's just the way people run their brains now. It's
Cody.
either A or B.
Yeah.
And if I don't like A, I gotta just go for B.
I gotta like B.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or A did something really fucked up, so I don't like A anymore.
I think that's why a lot of fans are behind Cody right now.
Yeah.
He was just B, and Roman was A, and they were tired of A.
Yeah. They wanted to see a
champion
champion every week that's doing absolutely nothing every week.
And I think WWE was in this place where they were like, all right, we're kind of rebuilding. Is it the smart fans, so to speak? The ones that like hate Roman? You know, I mean, they're not the smart fans because Roman is the heel.
Yeah.
But hate Roman because he's there for too long as opposed to just him being a heel.
I would really wish that was their argument. Their argument wasn't more so that he had the title too long, more than he had the title too long and he wasn't on the show every fucking week.
That too, yeah. What does it matter?
Why does it matter? We have Cody on the show every week and it's a bore fest.
Sucks dick. Exactly.
Every week is the same people competing to him, or the same scenario. He's at a fucking table and someone's gonna come and G-check him and make him look like the softer person.
It's 1 week Cody cuts, or 1 week a person cuts a promo. Next week Cody cuts a promo. The week after they do a contract signing. Then there's a big schmoz. I love that word. Big schmoz.
And then it's the PLE.
And then the banger of the match. The banger of the match. Cue the whoa-whoa music.
Cue the whoa-whoa music, tighten the third rope, and get ready for some Cody cutters, baby.
3 gringos.
The 3 gringos.
All right, let's get to our promo of the week.
All right.
It's the promo of the week.
Do I have everybody's attention now?
Jumpy, beep, beep.
All right.
Burger after burger after burger.
I haven't gotten to it. I'm going to get to it. All right, so this week, the promo of the week is going to be the Jey Uso declaring himself in the Money in the Bank.
Okay, guys.
Standing in the crowd.
Disclaimer. Yes, it's a promo of the week. Like we said, though, it doesn't always have to be the best promo that we know. Sometimes it could be the worst promo. And this week, it's the worst promo.
It's just a promo we want to highlight for whatever reason.
Yeah, and this time we're highlighting this one because what the fuck was that, Jay? We understand you're the crowd pleaser. You do your little yeet dance, and everybody in the crowd offbeat doing the that's what you.
All the white people offbeat.
All the white people are now moving and grooving when you come on stage. Cool, your dad did the same thing, but that declaring for the Money in the Bank was honestly weak. You're coming out through the crowd. You got the crowd halting or like covering around you. You could hear them on the mic when you're talking on the mic, and it was pretty much, to me, was you could have done a way better promo in the ring declaring yourself. It was just more like, I'm in it, and that's all I'm going to say about that. But I got one more thing, and then your music played
And
again.
then the music played, and it's like, okay, that's it.
That's it.
That's
Okay.
it. Down, sis. No, there definitely was a lot of stumbling and bumbling going on in that promo. He caught himself. I'll give him credit. He caught himself on those parts decently.
Yeah.
Like there was a part where he said, "I'm gonna go to that ladder," and then what he meant to say was, "I'm gonna climb that ladder."
No.
And then he corrected himself.
Let me tell you what it is. Jay is a good person on the mic, but what completes his mic job is his brother.
His brother doing his ad libs.
So he was still doing it, forgetting he had nobody with him to do the ad libs. Because he would have said, "I'm gonna get that ladder. Yeah, I'm gonna climb that ladder.
Tell him who's."
Yeah. I'm gonna get that briefcase."
See,
you know what I'm saying? So he was trying to do that by himself, and he realized that doesn't sound good.
No,
So
what he's doing is he's trying to use the crowd doing the yeets as his as a replacement for his brother's ad libs, but it's like it's not inspiring him as much as
his brother did. It doesn't click as bad.
It doesn't click. Yeah. So like I get what he's trying to do. I think it could work.
He needs to keep doing it until they catch on to go, "Oh shit. He wants us to be Jimmy."
Yes, exactly. But I think the crowd, for the most part, does because they're all doing it.
But all it takes is for him to do one promo while he just goes, "I'm going to get that ladder, yeet. I'm going to climb that ladder, yeet." And once he starts doing it like that, they're going to start, and he won't have to say, he'll just go, and then you'll hear the crowd, yeet. You know,
right.
So come on, Jay.
Yeah, you could see partially he was like almost trying to cue I don't know, maybe their rhythm was off or something like that, but
I would feel like they would have received it better if he was in the ring doing it, because he was with them, amongst them.
It seemed weird.
It seemed like he was talking to them for real more than in the ring talking to the masses. You know what I'm saying? It's like
You're right.
It got personal.
That could have been better if they just had him in the ring. I didn't understand why they had him in the crowd.
It was too personal. At this point, oh, he's right here. We could touch him. We could get real close. Like they're so focused on the being, they're not listening to what he's saying.
They're focused on the moment of him there.
Right there.
Yeah.
So it kind of killed the momentum of that promo.
I feel you. We're not I don't think we're not hating on it. I'm just saying I'm not hating on it. I'm just saying that he needs to figure that thing out that he's trying to do.
Yeah.
He could talk. He's not bad at talking.
Not bad at talking at all.
I think there's a thing too though that he's relying on that cadence a little too much. Yeah. Where it's like he can only say...
That's where he developed his mic skills, though, with that cadence.
That's where he's comfortable.
Yeah.
But he needs to now, kind of step out of that a little bit. Because I think he's relying on it too much, where it's like, with that style of promo, you can only say, quick one-liners. Well, it's like Henny Youngman.
To be honest, it's nothing more than an upgrade to the what chant.
Yeah, you're right. It's the same
thing. Yeah. It's very easy to talk like that and get the crowd to repeat your word, because LA already got everybody saying yeah. So for them to go yeet, it ain't that hard. I just believe that it's being oversaturated now. It was Stone Cold's thing, but it did become the signature of someone that fumbles and mumbles on a mic.
Yeah, we're gonna do that to fuck with you.
Yeah. So you don't want to have that stigma of people waiting for you so they could just go, "All right, get your shit over with, bro." This promo's taking too long. I went back and I watched Mark Henry's run as a fucking champion. I told you to go back and watch it. I don't know if you ever did, but it was the worst fucking champion reign of all times, and it's for that reason. Him on the mic, he just depended on talking like this.
Oh yeah,
to get through the crowd, and he thought those whats were positive crowd reaction.
Well, not really, because Mark Henry.
Yeah.
The thing I liked about Mark Henry is that he would actually acknowledge the what chants. He would berate the crowd. It would stop him, but he would yeah. But then he would start I'm gonna whip your ass. Keep doing that shit. You know what I mean? That
there's actually
response.
A compilation of wrestlers responding to the whats.
They
don't know the whats are coming. They at that point they know they're fucking up once they hear the whats. But for me, I really felt like Mark Henry was feeding to get the whats. But then again, after watching his reign again and watching him wrestle, he was just a tumbling klutz his whole career.
You know who was speaking of people who defeated the what chants? That's actually a good conversation.
Yeah.
So far, we have Jay and LA Knight. Kevin Owens is actually low key a genius at getting around the what chance because he doesn't do it where he'll acknowledge it. He'll just switch up his cadence to where the fans can't interject it.
Yep.
And he's so smart with that. I love when he does it. When he was battling Austin.
That's kind of what they have to do.
Yeah.
That's what the crowd is trying to signal for you to do, but not a lot of the wrestlers catch on to it.
They don't catch on to it.
Yeah.
That you're letting us do this, you idiot. Yeah. They all speak in that same cadence.
But a few wrestlers that got him beat. One of them that I'll never forget was The Undertaker. Undertaker was doing a roll in there, wasn't him. And then he was just like, he's like, he said something about if you want me to go on a date with your mom, say what? And everybody was like, what? And then they just stopped halfway and was like, did Undertaker just say that shit? Yeah.
Just got their ass.
He's like, yeah, I broke character for that millisecond. You almost didn't catch it because you want to what me.
Now you got to picture the Undertaker fucking your mother. How about that? Speaking of chants, I think there was something I wanted to point out, and we'll actually move on to Otis and Gable. But Gable's starting to get the "You suck" chants, the Kurt Angle "You suck" chants. I think he needs to start acknowledging that. Like, remember how Kurt used to snap on the fans?
Yeah.
Even he'd come out and redo his entrance and tell them, don't do that anymore.
I respect the fact that the fans are trying to turn it nostalgic, and I'm also respecting them not feeding into it because I don't want to see history repeat itself.
But it does. That's what it does.
It does.
We watched repeated history.
We did watch repeated history. I just think because now we have the internet and stuff that they didn't have back then, it's now becoming oversaturated. We didn't know the history.
We
didn't know the history.
Watching,
so we see it again. It's new to us. For some reason, these new wrestling fans see something that we known from young doing again. They're like, it's already been done.
But the thing is they don't even. I don't think they understand the context of a lot of it.
No, I honestly believe there's somewhere down the line that a generation after us lost the spark of having imaginations and suspense of disbelief.
Well, yeah, that's why it turned into like real guys.
Yeah.
It's like all real dudes. Move up a little closer to the mic. Yeah, it's all like real dudes with real names. There's no like, Mankind, Undertaker.
Right.
There's
Ricochet.
character. Yeah, but then it's like, what is that? He should come out in a fucking cowboy outfit with a gunslinger.
To be honest, you should hear like the gun shattering when Ricochet comes out because.
Well, you did. There was a point.
Yeah. Or you used to hear the pew.
Yeah. But all the fans got pissed about it.
Yeah.
It's so stupid. It's like, well, what the fuck is Ricochet? At least have something to identify him. But then it's like the same thing with the glass breaking and the identifying things.
Yeah.
But that's why I think, just to bring it back to Gable, I think he should definitely start identifying with the "You suck" chants because
he's just defying himself as a comic heel.
But that's what Kurt Angle was. Comic athletic heel. Olympic heel.
Kurt, if you remember Kurt's heel run, Kurt started off hardcore heel and then kind of simmered down to a comical heel.
No.
Yeah.
Kurt always was comical.
No.
Like he started out a more, they were trying to go almost white meat baby face, but making him a heel because it's the Attitude Era.
Yeah, what they did was they made him pompous.
They made him pompous, yes.
Yeah, that's what they did. So
I'm better than you.
Yeah, so it wasn't funny until it really didn't get too funny because even when they shaved
his head, a couple months. It wasn't that long.
You have to remember the whole time he had the hair, he was pompous. Is when he got his head shaved in the hair shave matches when he started to become funnier with it. That's when he started to wear the toupee with the fucking helmet and shit on it.
Kurt was doing comedy shit in when did he first debut? In 2000? Yeah, 2000.
Yeah.
He was doing comedy shit by that summer. He was doing the whole Stephanie Triple H love triangle thing. That was all comedy. And then he was doing the Austin McMahon.
Yeah, that's after his head shaved.
No, that wasn't.
When he used to wear the fucking guitar and the little Woody hat?
Bro, he had hair. That was way before, I'm telling you. That was way before he got his head shaved. That's the Alliance. It was pre-Alliance era. Actually, that was the Alliance era. I'm telling you, there's no point in looking it up.
Oh,
Let the chat. I'm telling you, I remember that era because I loved it. I thought it was hilarious. I'm telling you, Kurt was doing comedy shit like very soon into his career. I would argue that his gimmick was always comedy because he was always a goofy.
I think
Drinking milk and doing all that shit.
our personality takes pompous as comedy. I don't think the writers was taking it as it being comedy more.
I think when he first started, you're right. They wanted him to just be a hated heel.
Yeah,
But I think they also realized Kurt was funny. Kurt was natural. Like, look at his face. His face is funny. He became a meme, for God's sakes.
because you forgot he was just annoying as shit. He used to be the one that was like, I gotta go better by breaking my freaking neck. You know, that was
Yeah.
literally his thing. But to
We
us,
got
it
a
was
kick out of that.
but
Yeah.
it wasn't funny. It wasn't supposed to be funny.
Yeah, but it's the thing is though Kurt when he talks is just funny. He's got a funny way about him.
To us, it's funny. Yeah.
No, that's what I'm saying. It was funny to us because it's funny. I think the writers misread that and thought like, okay, he's just gonna be a hated heel. Unless we're wrong and they just knew he was gonna be comedy.
Yeah. Maybe.
But Kurt was comedy gold, man. You got to give it to him. But yeah, let's bring it back to Hot Takes Tuesday says it was always supposed to be. So that's what I'm saying. I think it was always supposed to be. Okay, the Otis thing.
Okay, now let's get into Otis.
Yeah.
I see what they're doing there.
Okay, go ahead.
I see what they're doing.
Explain it because I don't get it.
There's people like you that's been waiting for Otis just to snap and go against Chad because we have no clue why they're so devoted to him, right? But there's also fans that watch it that sits there and love this, what you called it earlier, soap opera. They love this buildup that's happening. Even the writers are proclaiming that what they're doing with Alpha Academy is surpassing the Bloodline storyline by miles. Like now,
Brian Gerwitz.
now all eyes are on Alpha Academy. So the writers say. So this is from the development.
I'd say a lot of eyes are on them right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, of course, because the Bloodline's ass now. So I would say it's the next best thing to watch since the Bloodline, because the Bloodline's not doing damn near nothing.
Well, it's because they're actually telling a story.
Yeah.
A flawed story, I say, but it's still a story.
I still don't see it flawed.
Let me tell you, just so I can reiterate.
Yeah.
Because I know where you're probably going is that you think I'm like I almost want them to jump the gun and just have them turn already. But that's not what I'm saying. I'd be fine with what they're doing right now if they told a story of why he's so devoted to Chad Gable and why, or does Chad Gable have something over his head? This is how they could easily fix this problem, right? And this would have me back fully invested in the story.
Yeah.
Is if Chad like said something, and I'm not saying this exactly, but said something to him like, hey, if you don't do such and such and such and such, I'm gonna tell them your secret, or I'm gonna tell them what
I
you know what I mean?
I
Like
should have timestamped it because I did see. I've been going back to do the research of how Alpha Academy became, and they are still kind of going off of the guideline of the beginning because Chad promised him that
it's a promise. He sold it. He hustled him.
Pretty much he's getting hustled. But I think they also portrayed Otis as being dumb and lackluster. So I think it's still them trying to play off the fact that he doesn't realize that Chad never succeeded with what he told you have. But you believe it.
Even the dumbest fuck wouldn't stand there and let somebody whip them with a belt.
Because there is a promo where Chad goes, see, I made you a winner. You're a winner now. We're the Alpha Academy. We're winners. But their stick was that they're winners, but they're the fucking biggest losers than think they're winners.
They're screw ups.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and it became, to be honest, Chad is like the white Umar. Because at one point he was trying to recruit people to the Alpha Academy and he was going to turn them into fucking successful people. But no one really jumped the gun of joining other than more fuck ups.
Yeah, so he's stuck with these screw ups.
Like a bench warmers.
No. My point isn't Chad Gable's motivation. I get his motivation. It's basically power.
Yeah.
Right? What is keeping Otis there in storyline? Because you said you did research.
Yeah.
Did you find anything that made you go, okay, that's what it is? That's why he's there.
As stupid as it sounds.
Wait, let me just. Oh, go ahead.
As stupid as it sounds, it's almost like the New Age Outlaws. Stu was this, they have no purpose being like a tag team. But
no, they did though. Their purpose was. Do you remember when Jesse James came down and cut the promo? It was like Shotgun Saturday Night or something.
Yeah.
He was like, "Hey, listen, we're both fucking losers. Together though, we could be something. We could make money. I see it." And then they got together.
So what's the difference between that? Then I see a loser, and I can make you better, and they believe that they're better.
Well, because they joined DX like not too long ago, not too long after.
Not too long after, so that made it feel like they made it better.
No, they just became part of a group that was legendary. So
all Alpha Academy is missing right now is a DX stable, and they'll be the same thing. No, because
they didn't need the story there. They had enough, like they had the little storylines that they were in that was just bringing them to the next thing. Alpha Academy is trying to tell a bigger story here. That this whole thing is from when they got together. How long ago?
About 5-6 years now.
A long time, right? Yeah. I don't know if it's that long, but a long time.
Bro, years are going fast, bro.
Maybe. But my point is like, for instance,
it's been 3 years since the pandemic.
The Wyatt family, right?
Yeah.
The Wyatt family. They at least explained that Bray Wyatt is like a cult. He's a cult leader. You know what I mean? So they're drinking the Kool-Aid. Eric Rowan and Luke Harper. That was the storyline of telling them why they were so dedicated.
Let's see if they give any.
Even they didn't do whipping on the back, and they should have. That would have made sense.
It was about to get to that, and they stop it. Like Chad always be reaching for his belt. They kind of
because they want the Otis hitting Chad to be the big moment. Yeah, which it still will be. It'll be a big pop. I'm just saying that was my reason why I'm kind of like out of it already.
I really wish they had a page for Alpha Academy so I could kind of see if they had any.
Well, there was while you looked that up, there was a little segment where Gable was seen in the background speaking to the Creed brothers.
Yeah.
So they've already planted those seeds. I don't know if they did that already on.
Remember Chad Gable used to go by Shorty G.
Shorty G, yeah.
Long hair Shorty G.
They got together right after that.
Yeah. They rebranded together because he had the long hair, Otis had long hair, and they both came back with shortcuts, and Otis had the beard.
Right, they were all cleaned up and shit. Yeah.
So here it goes. On SmackDown, Gable opened the Alpha Academy and attempted to recruit Otis as his first client, seemingly turning face in the process. Chad ordered Otis to attack Rey Mysterio after their tag team match, thus reverting the heel in the process. That's kind of. They just kind of tell you how they went from babyface to heel. That's about.
Is there something about like Chad saving Otis's like mother from a burning building or something?
Let's see.
Something? He stopped him from stubbing his toe.
Okay, there was a time where Chad would brag that Otis was, before you met with me, you were never like ranked 32 as the best like tag team title winners of 2022. Yeah, from the PWI top 100 tag teams. Like he said that in the thing, so I don't know if that kind of puts any,
like he's trying to
show what I did for you since we've been together type shit.
All right, okay. This is what I'm saying. I feel this last thing I'll say on it. I feel that he may have brought Otis up to a different, like to another level to winning a tag team title,
Yeah.
right? My point is I don't think what he's given Otis balances out to the amount of disrespect and abuse he's taken from Gable. That's all I'm saying. I think
you only feel that way because Otis is so damn big.
Maybe. I think so.
It's all it is, bro. It's all it is.
I think you're right.
Because X-Pac didn't do shit for Kane. Kane was being a bitch to X-Pac.
Yeah, well,
to the point where Kane just threw a fireball at X-Pac. Like, fuck you, bro. Look what I could do with my flames.
Well, it's almost like remember Kane and Daniel Bryan. It's like, why does Daniel Bryan get away with so much? Like,
I get the Kane. Yeah, that was.
But they painted that Kane kind of like started to like Daniel.
Yeah, the thing was,
they had a love-hate relationship.
Then with Daniel wasn't Attitude Era Kane. Kane back then was the big red fucking monster machine, and the little ass X-Pac is over there disrespecting the fuck out of him for what?
Well, remember he made him talk for the first time. No, because I think it was more. He was disrespecting Kane to get Kane to stand up for himself.
Is that what it was?
It was like him being like a real friend.
So maybe that's what Chad's doing.
Maybe in his mind, I don't know.
Be aggressive, man. You're too big of a bitch. Man up, hit me.
We got to talk about the WCW thing.
Yeah.
Did you see real quick? I don't even want to make this a conversation, but did you see where Natty tried to, she tried to quote Owen Hart? Because you didn't see that?
No. Glad I did it. I turned it off when it's how you went to go wrestle.
Wow. It was pretty cringe.
That whole match was probably cringe.
Because you remember Owen Hart when he said, "Enough is enough.
Yeah.
It's time for a change."
Yeah.
But do you remember how he said it?
I remember how he said it.
Go ahead, let me hear you.
Oh.
It was enough is enough, and it's time for a change.
I was trying to get to that. He was more. He said, "Enough is enough. It's time for a change."
There you go.
There it is.
She did the same thing. And
Fucking Frenchman.
It's supposed to be a I don't. Fucking shitty Montreal accent. But she did it to the like the GM. I don't know who it was. I forget her name.
The GM of Raw.
The apprentice or whatever the fuck.
I forgot her.
It's a chick.
DeVille.
Sonya Deville.
Sonya Deville, yeah.
She goes up to her and she's saying it to herself. She's going, "Enough is enough. It's time for a change. Enough is enough."
She was watching her uncle in the back. Like, she just kept rewinding it. It was like, yes.
She's going, "Enough is enough. And it's time for it." And then she walks up to Sonya Deville and goes, "Enough is enough. It's time for a change." And then Sonya Deville goes, "I'll talk to you later." And then she just walks away. She fucking beats it.
Even she knows a woman can't come with us and say time for a change and it's going to actually shake something.
What the fuck does that mean? Didn't even mean anything.
I have a few tampons in the back. Go ahead. Knock yourself out.
Let's be honest. It didn't mean shit when Owen said it. Where did it go?
Let's be honest. The other day I rewatched when Owen was in the wheelchair and he stood up to Sean and he was just like, "You're not man enough to hit me." And Sean super kicked the fuck out of him. I rewatched it and I felt good about myself.
Oh wait, that was Brett.
It was Brett that got
and then he fell back into
the
chair.
back into the chair, rolled up. It felt good to rewatch that.
I remember that.
Because I remember as a kid watching that and go, "Oh man, Shawn Michaels is an evil person. You just hurt someone that's injured. You're a bitch."
I don't know why I remember this, but I remember that getting cut off and then we had to watch it the next week.
Yeah.
Because they went over time or something. That was before Raw was anything and they couldn't get the
sweet chinned him over the fucking wheelchair. That shit was hilarious.
Hilarious.
Brett sold the fuck out of it, but it was hilarious.
Yeah. All right, let's talk.
He got kicked, and then it was just like this, and then the wheelchair tipped over. He was dead in the chair, and then it fell over.
Let's talk about real quick the who killed WCW. Now, the point of us doing this real quick because they didn't put out all the episodes, right?
No.
Okay, so we're gonna talk about it now, and then we're gonna watch the entire series, and then we'll do a review, and we'll see if the series changed our mind on who actually killed WCW. You want to start? Go ahead. I'll let you start. Who? If you were to have to pinpoint it on one name, and then we'll branch it out from there. But who's the first name that goes into your...
It's a thing that happened in WCW. And once that happened, I believe it killed WCW. And that's nepotism.
Oh, I thought you were going to say finger poke of doom. But that pretty much is what you're talking about.
It's nepotism.
Nepotism? Hulk Hogan?
Hulk fucking Hogan and Eric Bischoff, bro.
The dynamic duo?
The dynamic duo of destroying companies. It's that, bro. I get it. I got the fact that Hulk Hogan was the fucking face of the sport, pro wrestling. We get it. He was the face of the golden era.
Before you go there, he put WCW on the map as far as like being a worldwide company.
Yeah,
it wasn't taken serious.
It wasn't taken serious until, let's keep it real. It didn't become serious until WWF superstars went over.
Well,
So I wouldn't just say Hogan, because Lex Luger was also a big deal when he went over. He was, regardless of how trash, he was a big deal going over.
I gotta find something to throw at you.
The man had that Captain Crunch white dress shirt on. He went on that.
Boo this man.
Lex Luger was, back then, to me, he was never shit, but you know how these wrestling fans are, bro.
Yeah, right now wrestling fans are going, you need to give him more time.
He'll be out of the wheelchair soon. Give him some more time.
It's only been 30, 40 years, man.
The Torture Act was a devastating finisher. Jeez, you don't know wrestling at all. No. But it was that.
Lex Luger, when he made his debut on WCW, was a big moment.
Then following after that was, they knew, to be honest, WCW kind of knew that they caught the Cody when they got Hulk Hogan back then.
No, but Hogan was an actual star.
Cody was an actual star for a program and we didn't give a fuck about.
Then he was an actual star. No, but this is the thing. Cody Rhodes he didn't leave WWE, go have a Hollywood career, and then go to AEW.
I hate that people gaslight this Hollywood career Hulk Hogan had. This fuck nigga had 1.5 movies. You
literally just tried to inflate Lex Luger's career. And now you're trying to downplay Hulk Hogan's
I'm not going to sit there and say he's a Hollywood star. The man had 3 ninjas. What else was Hulk Hogan in?
No. I'm not saying his movies were great.
But what else was he in?
They were for the time, and they were big at the time.
Inform me of more movies than the 3 ninjas Hulk Hogan was in.
Grandpa with muscles. No, Santa with muscles. Now he's Grandpa with muscles. Santa with muscles.
It sounds to me the Miz had more fucking blockbusters than he did. I can't even say that he revolutionized wrestling by being in movies when Peter Maivia did it too. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, but Peter Maivia was fucking a glorified stuntman.
No, he was the fucking goon number 1.
He was number 1 though.
He was in the 007 movie. That beats a 4 Dragon sequel.
That's a big deal.
Yeah,
that's a big deal.
You fought. You not only did you fight, you sat there and had creative control with Sean Connery.
Yeah, but you're right.
Hulk Hogan
Hold on. Creative control on the stunts, not the storyline or anything else. It was to make the fights look real.
Hey,
that's why he was there.
That's actually more involvement in Hollywood movies than Hulk Hogan.
Hulk Hogan was a star in the movies.
What movies?
Multiple movies. I named 2.
I named one. You named the other.
Somebody name some Hulk Hogan movies, for Christ's sakes. Baywatch, Thunder in Paradise. I used to watch that shit every week when I was 4 years old. But it was only because I was waiting for Nitro to start.
Hulk Hogan had more appearances in Scooby-Doo than he did in Hollywood blockbusters.
No, you're getting what I'm saying wrong. I'm not saying that he was in blockbusters. I'm saying he was a big name, not a big name, I guess, in Hollywood.
That's what I'm saying.
He did what The Rock is doing now, but on a lower level. He was still in wrestling guy movies. He wasn't doing what The Rock's doing. Like, he was still doing suplexes and fight scenes, you know what I mean?
That's what they all did until The Rock.
That's what I'm saying. Even The Rock did that, though. He did a rock bottom.
He started doing it at first. Well, no, actually, his first movie he didn't, and then he reverted into the second movie. Scorpion King, he didn't do any wrestling moves. It was until like the one with Johnny Knoxville, or the other one before that, the Get Down,
Walking Tall.
Walking Tall, yeah.
I think he did a DDT in that one.
Walking Tall. There was one before Walking. No, Walking Tall was the one with the Owens brother.
I don't remember.
There was
Johnny Knoxville.
Walking Tall was Johnny Knoxville. He did one before Walking Tall.
I know what you're talking about. I can't remember.
That's the one where he did the rock bottom in.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
but you can't downplay Hulk Hogan. And I'm saying you can't downplay Hulk Hogan's star power and his drawing power at that time.
Okay, his drawing power. Cool.
He filled arenas when they couldn't do it.
Because now they have a name that they're familiar with.
That's the point.
Okay, cool. He did that.
Yeah.
All right. And then the outsiders came along. Everybody came around. Then
More WWE names.
Then he said, "Okay, I'm going to finally go heel." And then we got the heel. Right? I would honestly say though that they got tired of him. I won't say quickly, but when it was time to put an end to Hulkamania, they just amped it up more. And that's kind of what killed the attention of the crowd, bro. We already talked about the summer, what was it, Summer Bash? Bash in the Beach? That whole defuncle.
Yeah.
The fact that he just goes and says whatever to Eric Bischoff and gets his way. I'm going to get back the title. Fuck anybody that's trying to raise up. Fuck if all the fans are liking this person. Fuck if their merch is selling. I'm Hulk Hogan.
No, I think you're also missing though, because WCW went out of business in 2000.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're still missing a 4-year gap in what they were doing. Now, I agree with you on this. Right? This is if I were to name who killed WCW,
yeah.
I would say the NWO, and I don't mean that as in the talent itself. Because part of it was
just the group.
I'm saying the fact that they created this thing that took over the entire industry, but took over that entire company, and they didn't know what to do with it. They didn't know how to end it. They didn't know how to continue it. They didn't know what to do. They were trying to split the company into two companies where it was going to be NWO and then WCW show. And I was like, that was such a dumb idea.
That's a dumb idea. And who do we have to credit for the creation of NWO?
Eric Bischoff.
And
no, Hulk Hogan didn't create the NWO. He was added to it.
Hulk Hogan,
he brought life into it.
But
he made it the NWO though.
Yeah, no. Yeah. To be honest, that was Hulk Hogan's way of becoming heel. Was creating, I won't say creating, but forming what we know the NWO to be today. The New World Order. He made it the New World. He got the theme song.
He took the ball and ran with it.
Yeah. So he's the reason why it became such a. I don't know how to close it because it didn't involve him at the end of it. He was already done for. That 4-year gap is what killed him because they were so used to the creative control of just Hulk.
Giving Hogan that contract was probably what killed it too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because after it was said and done and now it's done, Hulk Hogan already left with the championship. Y'all claim this is a different championship. It's the same. What the fuck is going on here? It became confusing.
This is where I think, now this is probably going to be, I'm in the minority with this take, but I think Vince Russo gets a bad rap for killing that company when the company was already pretty much stick a fork in it.
I'm sorry.
I think it could have been revamped. However, Russo did fuck that company up. Don't get me wrong. He shouldn't be on his own running a company.
No.
But he inherited a fucked up problem.
He did inherit a fucked up problem. Yeah. And he didn't get a chance to solo fix it.
He made it worse.
They shoved Bischoff with him, which Bischoff had Hulk in his ass. So it was just like, bro, I'm not really talking to Bishop right now. I'm talking to fucking Terry.
And they didn't really like each other.
Yeah. And that was one of the reasons.
How about I guess we could also say the Turner execs because they didn't like wrestling to begin with.
Me as an owner of my own company and have managers, and I have to replace managers because they coddle. Coddling is not a way of leadership. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, you're right.
And Bishop was coddling Hulk, where Vince was like, "Nigga, it's our shit, bro. Like we gotta."
But
stop taking this man orders. You're the fucking one that signs the shit.
I agree with you, but I think the reason why he had to be that way is because of the contract. Because what was he going to do? Go to war with Hogan, who had creative control? Not only creative control, but also if Hogan leaves, they lose their cash cow.
Do you think Turner was the one that wrote that contract or Bischoff?
I don't know. I don't know who was writing contracts.
I want to believe that they already talked. Yo, I'm trying to leave Vince and all that. Eric's like, oh, that's a great. Here's what we're going to give you to come over here. And
here's the checkbook.
Here's a fucking world. Here's your tour bus. Here's the keys to the front door to every venue. And here's the pen we write the script with.
Here's Monday nights, prime time.
That's what it was. They
Do whatever you got to do.
They didn't have battling power like they do today.
Well, that's the thing. Turner loved wrestling so much that he wanted to beat Vince, and he was so competitive that that's what he did. So I do probably see that, because I would believe Turner, to get where he was, he would know that that contract was ridiculous, and he probably wouldn't have signed that contract.
And I'm not going to sit there and not give Vince credit storyline wise. That helped elevate hundreds of wrestlers in that. No, I won't say hundreds, but a lot of wrestlers during that handful during the Attitude. Like, come on now,
cream of the crop, baby.
He was one of the main writers for Mankind's. Let's not give him the slack. Vince, yeah.
No, I give JR more credit for that, because Vince actually created Mankind. No, I give JR and Mick Foley credit for that, because Vince wrote Mankind to fail. And Mick Foley was so great at what he was doing that he made it work. And JR championed him.
Here's where it's almost like the double-edged sword with Vince. We can't sit there and say fuck Vince after he gave us all those years of everything. I'm talking about McMahon.
Oh, I'm a Vince Mark. You know this.
Yeah, we know this. But Russo, for instance, regardless of the changes that happened with Mankind or Mick Foley and JR, it was still something put in line, a template put in line for them to go off of. And they elevated it. So it was actually a right pick to have those words or that, whatever kind of feeling you want to have with Mick Foley and JR. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because it could have steered wrong and put it with two different other morons. It could have been Michael Cole.
Don't forget that back then there was a lot of also like bullet point promos. Yeah. They weren't scripting their promos.
Did you watch the A&E Mankind documentary?
I believe I did.
Because even in that, Mick Foley gave a lot of credit to Russo. He's like, endless times of us going back over what I can do and how I could do it or how I could portray things.
I thought you were talking about Vince McMahon this whole time.
Oh no!
When you said Vince, I thought you meant McMahon. My bad. All right. Yeah. Now I get what you were coming from. I get what you're coming from. Because Vince hated that character.
Yeah. Vince hated the character. Yeah.
He didn't like Foley either.
He didn't like him at all. He wanted him in the mask because he didn't like his face.
Yeah. I think the story is that he liked him personally, but he didn't like him as a wrestler.
He would never be the face.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just like Christian.
I agree with that one.
Christian was an all right wrestler. They just didn't give him a push because of his appearance.
Well, you know what? To give him credit, he was all right at promos too. He was good at promos. So
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, what do you so are we gonna settle on at least those three names?
I don't.
Bischoff, Hogan, and Russo.
I'll only put Russo in there but what can Russo honestly do when Bischoff had more control?
That's what I'm saying. I disagree with Russo. I could see Hogan, Eric more.
Yeah.
Because, for instance, there's the Sting thing that he was supposed to win at Starrcade.
Yeah.
And Hogan was like, not going to work for me.
And for the whole, everybody, they even took polls about who should become like the next champion. Who would you like to see? And all eyes was on Booker T. Every last fucking eye was on Booker T.
Well, Russo did that.
Russo did what?
Made Booker T the champ.
Well, had to, because Hulk Hogan was over there making fake documentaries and freaking faxing it over 10 days later type shit.
Well, the thing is that there was the whole Sting, where Sting was going against the NWO, and his whole storyline was to take down Hogan.
Right.
And they didn't have him win at Starrcade, which, if anybody doesn't know, Starrcade was their WrestleMania pretty much.
Yeah.
And by the way, my father created Starrcade.
I feel like.
Well, point is that was supposed to be one of those decisions where it was like that would have been the best story to tell, and they didn't do it because Hogan didn't like the way Sting looked.
Right. I there's a difference between passion and professionalism, and there is a line where they could actually meet. And I think when it came to Russo, he had the passion.
Yes.
And the passion led to him being a little bit more inclined to the business side, where Bischoff was just seeing numbers.
You just said it perfectly, because I've always been, because I never been a full on like hater of Russo.
Yeah.
And I realize that's what it is he doesn't have the like necessarily he has somewhat the mind for it, but not exactly. But his passion, I truly believe he fucking loves wrestling.
Right.
Like I believe he actually loved it.
That goes back to
A lot of people say he didn't, but
Bash of the Summer. That goes back to that. Summer Bash, whatever the fuck that shit's called. The fake Summer Slam. That's what I want to call it.
Summerfest.
Summerfest.
Starcade?
No, Bash at the Beach.
Bash at the Beach.
Yeah. I'm just gonna
Fake SummerSlam. I never thought of it that way.
Let's just call it the fake SummerSlam. Yeah, even watching that Dark Side episode, right? And Vince, you could hear the passion of, bro, why don't we not going with what the crowd wants? This storyline that y'all are trying to portray with Hulk is just not going to work. It's going to potentially kill the company.
Yeah.
I know this because I'm seeing it. This is going to be my second time almost seeing it happen this way.
Right.
So you should be listening to what the fuck I got to say. I came from the people you're competing with.
Yeah, but then Hulk Hogan didn't have creative control in WWE.
Hulk Hogan didn't have creative control in WWE. Yes and no, because he still had the say-so of push and didn't push, which caused him, once they said, no, we have Shawn Michaels and Bret Hart now, bro. Like, these niggas are good. They're smaller than you, yeah, but they're outlasting you in the ring.
It wasn't.
I'm leaving.
It wasn't just that. It was the fans turned on Hogan.
Yeah.
The fans started booing him.
Yeah, it's because, bro, after a while, it's everything in moderation, bro. We don't want
That's
to
what we talk about all the time.
We don't want to turn around every fucking week and see you doing the.
And you're always the champion.
And there was a part where it's becoming attitude. And it's no more time for you to get punched and you're just hyping. They didn't want to see that shit no more.
It was played out.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. By the way, correction. Thank you, AD. Sting won at Starrcade, but it wasn't. Wait, but after Hogan won clean, but it was a botched finish. Yeah, I think they restarted the match. If I remember correctly,
then even
and
his
it
run
fucked up the whole momentum of the end.
Even when he came back with the run with
Thank you,
WWE. I can't even say NWO killed WCW because they brought that bitch right to WWE as well during the invasion. NWO is back, baby. So,
but do you remember its storyline? Vince brought it back to kill WWE.
Yeah, because he believed that's what killed WCW, but it didn't work that way because WWE is stronger. It was all a mind fuck to us. Like he was trying to do subliminal shots.
Well,
WWE will always be greater. What the fuck are you talking about? Even though I'm rooting for them not to be.
The story that Nash tells is that they brought NWO back, but it was more of a like vehicle to get Hogan back.
It was
WWE.
a vehicle to get Hogan back,
Yeah.
and if you don't remember,
and it was like pretty quickly that they switched Hogan over to. I think it was pretty quickly.
No, it wasn't quickly. It was a good run of NWO because they did
Hogan.
Yeah, because they did. You remember they redid the whole spray painting of the belt and everything. Like
but that was like maybe like 6 months. It wasn't even really.
I think he turned right after
WrestleMania.
A year. Yeah,
It was like the night after, I
because
believe.
him versus Rock, he was definitely in the black and white Hollywood.
Yes,
get up.
yes.
Yeah. And then I think a week or two after WrestleMania, he came back out in his Hulk.
Yeah, my memory's
And
dodgy on it.
then he got the title.
I
You know what I'm
remember
saying?
I remember it as, and I could be wrong, but the night after WrestleMania, he came out and the NWO turned on him.
No, I
Or
think
he broke up with them somehow.
To be
and then he
honest,
came out in the red and yellow.
I think what happened was I could be wrong. I think it almost went on almost half a year. Because I think it was WrestleMania the next year after Eugene was getting beat up in the ring, and that's when he came out with the I Am All American, and that's when he.
That wasn't the first time he came out with it, though.
I believe I just watched this.
I'm pretty sure the first time he came out with it was with the red and yellow was on a Raw episode of Raw.
No, I think
don't know if I'm 100%.
I think it started by playing the theme song the night before at the PLE. And then he brought it in the next night.
No, but I think he came back with Voodoo Child. He didn't come back with All American.
No, he came. The first time he came back with I'm a Real American. It was only one time stint, and then he did the Voodoo Child.
I don't know about that.
I just remember hearing, "Oh my God, are we gonna still hear this fucking song?" I remember saying that.
You could be right. Actually, you could be right.
Because he came out with waving the flag and shit. I was like, "Oh, come on, bro." And
Yeah,
then he came out with the sashes next. Because, no, he did do I Am a Real American. He came out with the red, white,
With
and
the
blue.
boas.
Yeah, the red, white, and blue ones. Did it. And then the next week after, he was back in his red, yellow and red. The iconic
Yeah.
colors.
See, AD says, and if he's correct, and I remember it this way, NWO turned on Hogan when he shook Rock's hand at WrestleMania. They were pissed that he was like doing babyface shit. And then they turned on him, and then I think they added Shawn Michaels,
Booker T,
and Big Show, but they kicked out Booker T
because he was black.
That's what I say.
Shawn Michaels and Light the Niggers.
They couldn't spray paint nigger on the walls to start with black groups anymore.
Oh God!
As soon as Shawn got in the group, you're right.
So I was like, first and foremost, we got to take out the deadbeat. So they thought it was going to be the Big Show, and he's fucking Sweet Chins.
Yeah.
Booker T. I remember that.
Didn't they get rid of Big Show too? At some point?
Yeah, they did eventually.
Yeah.
Let's see.
I don't remember that lasting long.
No Way Out to Hogan returned to W as a heel, returning as a leader of the NWO. This was February 2022. The Rock cleanly won the contest and befriended Hogan at the end of the bout, helping him fight off Hall and that were upset by his attitude. After the match, Hogan turned face by sliding with The Rock and continued wearing black and white tights for a few more weeks after WrestleMania until he resumed wearing his signature red and yellow tights. During the period, the Hulk Rules logo of the 1980s was redone.
Yeah,
and still says Hulk still rules.
I remember. Okay, so it was a couple weeks after.
Yeah.
Got you.
And then
Hogan was without a home.
He was without a home. For a time, he's been known as Hollywood Hulk Hogan, notably keeping the Hollywood Hogan style blonde mustache with the black beard while wearing Hulkamania-like red and yellow tights using Voodoo Child entrance. This was April 4th of 2002.
Got you.
So it was only a few months.
All right. Well, let's wrap it up. We'll
Oh, but one last thing about this Hulk thing. Yeah, that nepotism, he even came back to WWE with that same nepotism mindset because he had carried the control. That's what caused Shawn Michaels to oversell that fucking match during SummerSlam. Because he's like, Shawn wanted 2 matches. He was like, I'll win the first one, you win the last one. It's supposed to just show 2 legends going at it. And Hulk was like, 1 and done, I win. Vince, you hear him? And that's how it went. So he's like, all right, let me go out there and be what I could be, Shawn. You want to be this whole immortal? I'm going to sell it like you're immortal.
You're immortal. Yeah. Exactly. All right. So
got him so mad he threw the bandana off.
So mainly just to wrap this one up, we're gonna say Eric and Hogan.
Yeah, mostly Hogan.
Them two together, that whole thing, that was the catalyst of the
Hogan was
the death of WCW.
Hogan was the gas while Bischoff was the motor. Bischoff was the one that got to get it running.
Okay.
Bischoff had the right to say no, and he goes, "Okay, Hulk. Okay, Hulk."
All right. We'll see after the series if we change our mind. Yeah. I'm gonna say Chris Kanyon and his faggotness.
I'm just
destroyed
gonna
WCW.
I'm gonna say Lex Luger.
Lex Luger? No, he wasn't big enough to destroy it. All right, ladies and gentlemen.
It was fucking Dean Malenko and the Radicals, bro.
Imagine when they left.
Yeah, that was it.
I bet you there's some fucking
talent
homos.
was so fucking good after they left, bro. The talent was so bad after they left, it went downhill, bro.
There's some homos out there that are saying that it was when the Radicals moved over
because they knew we were wrestling.
Nail in the coffin, bro. All right.
I stopped watching when they left.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to go over to our main channel to do our main show, the Misfit Nation. So go and follow us at Misfit Nation if you want to hear us talk about other shit, politics.
And tonight's show, we're going to talk about... No, I'm not even doing that. That's full whacking.
Politics, pop culture. Is that what we call it? Culture?
Politics,
podcast?
Pop culture. POC, baby.
POC. All right. We're out of here. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed. Kayfabe Kartel. Yeah. And also, don't forget, run.
This episode of the Misfit Nation podcast is over. But that doesn't mean the conversation has to end. So if you're not a socially awkward queer, follow us on Facebook, Instagram, or at the Misfit Nation. Also, help us prepare for our inevitable YouTube ban by following us on alternative platforms like Rumble and Odyssey at the Misfit Nation. And if you're tired of looking at our ugly mugs, you can listen to the audio version of the show on Apple Podcasts or Podbean. That's misfitnation.podbean.com.